You looking at the camera?
Only been a few hours, but it felt like days. Only been days, but it felt
Why do
like
I always do that?
months. Been gone for a year, only know like once. Life move fast and you do what you want.
Welcome to my life. Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl, I Goddess. Welcome or welcome back to my corner. Why do I always do that? Church finger point. Welcome or welcome back to my corner. Welcome or welcome back to my corner where I inspire others to dream more, live more, and become more. Today is Monday, July 21st, I believe. Let me see. July 24th. Wow, I'm like way off. I have tried to film this clip so many times at this point. So yeah, if y'all see me looking lopsided, he just finished nursing and so my shirt is kind of all over the place a little bit. If you are new to my channel, my son is almost 2 months old. And so pretty much since he came home from the hospital, we have only given him breast milk, and that is through pumping and also through direct breastfeeding, like what I'm doing right now. His first week in the hospital, it was really interesting because the lactation consultant that they assigned us in the hospital, she was not it, y'all. Unfortunately, the hospital was short-staffed on lactation consultants, so she didn't really spend a whole lot of time with me. So unfortunately, this journey for me has not really been easy so far, and so it's been a lot of trial and error, honestly. Like, I've been trying to figure out, you know, like what works. I've been trying to figure out what works for him because I know that every baby is different, but just also for me too as a mom, I've just been trying to navigate like my comfort level. I've been learning and kind of teaching myself how to latch with the help of, you know, like really close friends who have kids. One of my friends came over, one of my best friends came over a few weeks ago. I think from the moment she showed me how to properly latch him onto my boob, I feel like that's when things started getting better. And it's so crazy to say, even though I was, you know, the expectation was, okay, in the hospital, y'all know they tell you that you'll get a lactation consultant. They'll come in, sit with you while you know, latch your baby and all this stuff. I unfortunately did not get that experience. It's been a lot of trial and error. I feel like so far this process has been very confusing, but I'm at a place now where I can, you know, sit on camera and at least give you guys the basic tips that I've learned so far when it comes to just like pumping and breastfeeding and stuff. First of all, you are not going to be producing a ton of milk when your baby is born. Some moms will. Like, I know some people who, like, from the time their baby is born, they come home and their supply is like through the roof, right? But somebody like me, you know, a lot of times I saw in different videos where people would say that you're going to produce the amount of milk that your baby needs, and that is so true. That's what happened for me. And so basically I was only getting about 2 ounces per session. So I was always engorged because I just didn't know anything about pumping. Very confusing. Like I said, I thought the lactation consultant was gonna sit down and talk to me about all this different stuff, but unfortunately that did not happen. I was watching all these videos and people were talking about, you know, let down, and they were talking about flange sizes and all this stuff, and I was looking like, I don't know how to do none of that. I didn't know how to measure myself. Still trying to figure out how to properly measure myself, to be honest. It was very intimidating. When I first came home from the hospital, seeing all of that information online, it was so intimidating. And it was also very overwhelming. Like, you know, I was still trying to process the fact that, like, okay, I just gave birth. I'm also just, you know, trying to get adjusted to the fact that there's a new human in the house. In the midst of all of that, trying to also learn about pumping and breastfeeding, it was just way too much. So I was so overwhelmed. My hormones were literally way all just out of whack. Your body, essentially, it needs time to adjust. Like, that's one thing that I would tell myself 6 weeks ago. Like, when I first came home from the hospital, I would definitely tell myself that, like, your body needs time to adjust to the fact that you just had a baby. Like, your body doesn't know that you want to produce a freezer stash. Your body doesn't know that you're trying to, you know, stock up so that after 6 months you can stop, you know, you can take the baby out the boot. Your body don't know that. All your body knows is that you've just given birth, and it's only going to respond based on how often the baby is eating, which might not be a whole lot in the beginning, because newborns, all they do is sleep. Like, all they do is sleep. So anyway, I wanted to just kind of use this video to just kind of give you an idea of what our days look like when it comes to breastfeeding and pumping. But I think I'm gonna put him down because I do need to pump. I have not pumped this morning at all, and the time is, it's like 10:31 and I have not pumped. All right guys, so I just put baby boy in the swing. He's sleeping for now. I'm gonna hope and pray that he stays asleep long enough for me to at least pump and make myself some breakfast, because I'm starving like Marvin. And that is the biggest thing that I would say when it comes to your supply. You wanna make sure that you are eating like you're supposed to be eating and staying hydrated. If you are not staying hydrated, and if you are not eating enough, your supply is gonna dip. Like, I've actually just experienced that. Maybe the last 2 days I've noticed a slight dip in my supply, and I'll be honest, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I have not been eating consistently like I'm supposed to. I do hydrate, but like that's the biggest thing that I'm like trying to get better with so far. I'm trying to build a habit of making sure that I'm eating like 3 good meals a day. Make sure you're eating enough. Make sure you're especially drinking enough like water. I know a lot of people like body armor and coconut water, just anything like that. Make sure that you're getting something in your system so that your body can keep up with the supply that you're trying to produce. All right guys, so I have my pump on and I'm pumping now. So this is the pump that I'm using. Let me adjust. Okay, auto adjust. So this is the pump that I'm using. This is from the brand Pumpables, and shout out to my girl Ulyssia, because she is also, so she's an exclusive pumper. She put me onto this pump, y'all, and so far I've been loving it. It's been about a week since I started using it, and honestly, for this to be a like handheld or like wireless wearable pump, whatever you want to call it, it is really strong, sturdy. Like, I don't know, everything so far has been really good with it. For my collection, like pretty much what I have on wearable cups. But when I first got this pump from Pumpables, I did order their liquid shield kit, pretty much like the little like bottles that you normally see with the breast pump and things like that. So instead of the wearable cups, it was the bottle where you have to kind of sit in place, which I'm not a huge fan of the pumps where you have to sit in one place, because I like to multitask. I ended up also ordering the milk collection cups from Legendary Milk, and I do want to say, if you do not know your nipple size or flange size, whatever you want to say, try your best to get an idea of how to measure and do that before you order. Y'all, I have wasted a lot of money. I'm not even gonna lie. I have wasted a lot of money because I didn't know what my proper nipple size was, because I didn't get measured in the hospital. Wasted a lot of money, honestly, on flanges that are too big, flanges that are too small, all these different inserts and just different things. Like, it can be very confusing if you don't have any support. So I would highly suggest try to go through your insurance to get a lactation consultant appointment. I know a lot of times people are doing stuff virtual these days. However, I think that when it comes to latching, pumping, measuring yourself and all that stuff, you really need to go to somebody in person, because they can look at your nipple and they can properly measure and they can give you just their expertise, you know? So, but so far, honestly, so far so good with this pump. I have literally tried 4 other pumps, y'all. Like, this is pump number 5. I've tried Spectra, I have tried Medela, I have tried Mom Cozy, and I've also tried the Medela manual pump. So this is literally pump number 5. And I think I'm gonna do a separate video just about like my experiences so far with different pumps and which one I would recommend. But yeah, so like I said, this is my first pump of the day. Normally I start a lot earlier than this, but I slept in a little bit today. My husband was home this morning, so he was able to help me out when it came to just, you know, helping with the baby. So I was able to, you know, I use my morning pump session to get in the shower early. Normally these days, y'all, I have to get my shower in when I can get it in. Sometimes it's not till the nighttime, but I was able to get an early shower in today. And so I technically kind of skipped one of my pump sessions so far. Say hey, baby. Say hey, vloggy vlog. Huh? You see yourself.
I guess I'm doing what I want. Hope you doing what you want. What you want?
My new bitch look like Tyler Perry.
All right, y'all, so it has been just about 31 minutes and I'm about to turn my pump off and go ahead and see what I got from this. I'm about to go ahead and see what I got from this session, but he is crying, so I'm gonna take my cups off first and go get him situated, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about how much we got. All right guys, so these are the collection cups that I use. They are brought by the brand Nene Supply or Nene Supply. I don't really know how to pronounce that, but I got them off Amazon and they hold up to 9 ounces of milk. This is my left boob, which is, you know, considered my slacker boob. Slacker boob just basically means that it doesn't produce as much milk as my right boob does. Sometimes I have to pour my milk using, I like to use this little container right here. It's just like a little Tupperware. Sometimes my milk falls out of the sides when I am trying to pour it, which is super annoying. If you pump, you know that it's very annoying to waste even a drop of milk. So until I really learn how to properly pour without it spilling out, this is what I have to do. So let's see how much we got on the left side. All right, so for the left side, we got about 3 ounces. If I bring it up close, you guys won't be able to tell that it's 3, but sitting down, this is 3 ounces of milk. And I also nursed on my left side through the night, so that could also be why this one was a little bit lower, because it's 11:30 now, so typically it would be a little bit more than that, but yeah. And then this is my right boob. So let's go ahead and pour and see what we got out of that one. Y'all see what I mean? See how that milk is like coming? It drives me crazy, to be honest. Like, I hate it. So we're gonna have to pour it kind of slow. Oh my gosh. Ugh. This is so frustrating, y'all. All right, so we are not wasting any milk around here. So this little bit that spilled out, I'm gonna pour that as well. So this is pretty much what we got out of this session. This was a 30-minute session, and this is more like late morning. Normally I will pump before this, but you know, this is also with me breastfeeding him as well. I still got, I would say this is about 10 ounces of milk. Usually after it passes that 9 mark, it's usually about 1.5 ounces more that I can get into this bottle. So we'll say that this was about a 10-ounce session, which is actually not bad at all. Let me also show y'all, this is my stash that I've been building. I don't have like anything to put my milk in right now. Thank God. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just like 7 bags. And I'm probably gonna freeze some more milk today. So I'm so grateful because some weeks ago, if you would have told me that I had this stash building up, I would not have believed you. I'll be honest, you guys, I'm actually lacking as far as food goes today. I just finished snacking on some nuts and some banana chips. These are just honey roasted almonds and banana chips. That's just what was easiest for me to go for, like right at this second. I still have not eaten today, which is not really good. So that's why I always say, like, make sure that you're eating enough, because to be honest, my body is not gonna be producing a whole lot of milk if I'm not giving it the nutrients that I need to give it. I'm also a little bit behind on my water intake, so I have another container of my Essentia here, and then I also have a body armor because I need to play catch up on my hydration for the day, and I need to eat something. If you watched my last vlog, then you've seen me using this app already, but basically this app is called Pump Log, and I've really been loving it to keep track of like my pumping sessions and exactly like how much I'm getting every time I pump. It's just like a really good way to keep me on track. And also if I have a dip in my supply, there's a section down here under stats, and it can just show me like what my analytics are. It kind of shows me exactly what my patterns have been when it comes to like pumping. So you guys could see yesterday was a very just off day with pumping. Literally I only pumped 3 times. I don't know what was going on today. Yesterday I was nursing a lot throughout the day, but I just was feeling super lazy. So y'all can see I only got about 18.5 ounces. But then the day before that, I got literally 34 ounces, which is almost half, I think, of what I got the day after that. I did pump last night at 1 a.m. So technically this is my 2nd session. All right, so let's log that session. Honestly, that was probably at about 11, and I got 3 ounces on the left boob, and I got about 7 on the right boob, and we did 30 minutes. So I'm gonna change this to 30. And I'm also gonna write a note because I have not really been eating a lot today. So I'm gonna put, so I just put in my note section that I haven't had any breakfast, and then I also have been nursing this morning. So this is again just a good way for me to get an idea of whether or not my supply is dropping, and if so, what could be the reason for like the increase or decrease in my supply. So far technically since 1 a.m., between 1 a.m. and now, we've got 19 ounces, and I still have at least 2 or 3 more sessions to go for today. Word to RuPaul.
My nerves look like Halle Berry. She don't love me, she's too scary. My opus front like Jackie Brown. I wanna know if she's too down. Will you be my leading lady? I wanna contract, get to know me.
Hey, that's what you wanted. You looking at the camera?
Crib by the beach like Odell. My killers don't tell.
It's almost time for me to get back home to pump. I just had to come to get something to eat because I was starving and I didn't know what I wanted to eat for lunch. So I had to end up taking my scarf off, y'all. It was getting too hot. I need my hair done, so that's why I had it wrapped up, but the wrap has kind of laid my new growth down a little bit, so we look decent. I can get a little bite to eat. Got me some chick. I'm having something's telling me you never had a shopping spree in New York.
Will you be be my leading lady. I wanna call you and get to know me. In the meantime,
Decide what we want.
get some me time. I don't know.
You know what you want. Only been a few hours, but it feel like days. Only been days, but it feel like months. Only gone for a year, only know like once.
Wow, I look very washed out. Y'all, good morning. It's the next day, and this is a very awkward camera angle, but this is the only way that I could like really set it up to where it's comfortable. Baby boy literally just woke up like as soon as I started recording this. So yesterday, let me just give y'all an update as far as the amount of milk that I pumped. I ended up pumping about 34 ounces. Oh my God, why do I always do that? I ended up pumping about 34 ounces. To be honest, y'all, I think I could have pumped more than that. Like, I think I probably would have ended up hitting about 40 ounces of milk for the day yesterday. But honestly, I was like way too tired for like my very last pump because it would have ended up being like 11 p.m. or like close to midnight. Yeah, so I ended up missing my, you know, later night pump, if that makes sense. And so of course, because of that, I am very full this morning. I did nurse him earlier, so I nursed him on my slacker boob. So y'all let me know if you do this. I have been trying to increase the milk on my left side, which is my slacker boob, and so one of the ways that I've been trying to do that is to nurse more on that boob. And so far, it hasn't really made a huge difference. I thought it was at one point. I thought it was increasing, but my right boob just always like leaves my left boob in the dust. Like, it's crazy. Sometimes I'll get up to like 7 or 8 ounces just in my right boob, and then my left boob I might get 2.5. I'm still grateful, obviously, regardless, because I have a pretty decent supply now. So he's actually been sleeping really good this morning. The time is 8:30 and he's still pretty much sleeping. But yeah, so it's been a really good morning so far. He's sleeping a little bit later than what he normally does, and whenever he does that, I take full advantage. Like, I get an early morning shower in, I take my time and do my skincare. I also wash my pump parts already, so I need to put those together so I can pump. But you know, I always take advantage of these mornings where it's just a little slower as far as like, you know, him sleeping, because a lot of times you just don't know. Sometimes your baby might have a longer sleep stretch in the mornings, and then other times they just really need your attention other mornings. So okay guys, so I realized that I did not properly close out this video, so I wanted to just include some quick clips of me putting together my new Legendary Milk Collection cups. So far, I have been enjoying them, aside from the fact that the milk is really spilling out along the sides. So if you have any suggestions, if you have these cups and you have suggestions on how I can prevent that spillage, please let me know, because it has been driving me crazy. But all in all, I really just gotten so much better with my pumping journey and my breastfeeding journey in general. So if you are a new mom, just know that you are not alone. And if you feel confused or lost, trust me, it is kind of confusing for a lot of people, especially if you're a new mom and you don't have that proper support. So hopefully these videos that I've been producing will help you. And if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below, and I will definitely see you guys in my next upload. Don't forget to subscribe, and remember, only subscribe if you're feeling the vibe. See you in my next one.